Welcome back to Stoic Harmony, your go-to channel for Stoic wisdom and guidance. In today's video, we'll be exploring a topic that's often considered taboo, yet is deeply insightful when viewed through the lens of Stoicism. We're going to discuss the reasons why you might want to reconsider having bed relations, as seen through the teachings of ancient Stoic philosophers. This isn't about moral judgment, but about understanding how our actions align with our inner virtues and lead to a more balanced and fulfilling life. Let's delve into the profound insights offered by Stoic thinkers like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius. To begin with, let's refresh our understanding of Stoicism. At its core, Stoicism is about living in harmony with nature and accepting the things we cannot change while focusing on what we can control. It's about cultivating virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These virtues guide our decisions and help us live a life of eudaimonia, or flourishing. Stoicism teaches us to focus on our internal state rather than external circumstances. This means taking responsibility for our emotions and actions and understanding that true happiness comes from within. With this foundational understanding, let's explore how the concept of temperance, in particular, applies to bed relations. Temperance, or self-control, is a central tenet of Stoicism. It involves mastering our desires and impulses to maintain inner tranquility. When it comes to bed relations, temperance teaches us to evaluate our desires critically and consider their impact on our overall well-being. Epictetus reminds us that the key to happiness lies in desiring what we already have and not being slaves to our passions. By practicing temperance, we avoid being driven by fleeting pleasures that can lead to long-term dissatisfaction. This isn't about denying ourselves completely, but about making mindful choices that align with our values. Seneca, another prominent Stoic philosopher, offers deep insights into the nature of pleasure. He warns that pleasure is often deceptive, leading us to temporary highs followed by inevitable lows. When we seek pleasure in bed relations, we might experience momentary satisfaction, but it can come at the cost of our mental and emotional stability. Seneca argues that true pleasure comes from virtuous living, not from indulgence. By shifting our focus from physical pleasure to the joy derived from virtuous actions, we cultivate a more sustainable and fulfilling form of happiness. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, emphasizes the importance of emotional resilience. Engaging in bed relations can create emotional attachments and dependencies that may cloud our judgment and disrupt our inner peace. By practicing emotional resilience, we learn to detach from these attachments and maintain our equanimity. This doesn't mean becoming emotionally numb, but rather developing a balanced perspective. By recognizing the transient nature of bed relations, we can avoid the emotional turmoil that often accompanies them and focus on building deeper, more meaningful connections. Stoicism encourages us to form relationships based on mutual respect and shared values. Bed relations, especially when pursued without consideration, can complicate these relationships. They might lead to misunderstandings, jealousy, and conflicts that detract from the harmony Stoics strive for. By prioritizing virtuous relationships, we create bonds that are more resilient and fulfilling. These relationships are built on trust, respect, and shared aspirations rather than fleeting physical desires. A key Stoic principle is living a life of purpose. Engaging in bed relations without mindful intent can distract us from our higher goals and aspirations. Epictetus teaches that we should align our actions with our purpose and not be swayed by momentary desires. When we focus on our purpose, we direct our energy towards achieving our true potential. This doesn't mean rejecting all pleasures, but rather integrating them into a life that's guided by meaningful pursuits. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of physical and mental well-being. Overindulgence in bed relations can lead to physical exhaustion and mental fatigue, affecting our overall health. By practicing moderation, we maintain our vitality and focus on activities that contribute to our well-being. A balanced approach to bed relations ensures that we don't compromise our health in the pursuit of pleasure. It allows us to enjoy a harmonious and healthy life. Society often places a high value on bed relations, portraying them as essential to happiness and success. However, Stoicism teaches us to question societal norms and align our actions with our personal values. We should not feel pressured to conform to external expectations if they don't resonate with our inner principles. By staying true to our values, we build a life that's authentic and fulfilling. This might mean choosing a different path from what society dictates, but it's a path that's true to our Stoic principles. One of the most profound insights from Stoicism is the focus on long-term fulfillment rather than short-term pleasure. Bed relations might offer immediate gratification, but they often lack the depth and meaning required for lasting happiness. By prioritizing our long-term well-being, we make choices that contribute to a richer, more meaningful life. Stoics teach us to look beyond the surface and consider the deeper implications of our actions. This perspective helps us cultivate a life that's not just about fleeting moments of pleasure, but about enduring contentment. Mindfulness, or being fully present in the moment, is a practice that aligns closely with Stoic teachings. When we engage in bed relations mindlessly, we miss out on the richness of the present moment and the opportunity to make conscious choices. By practicing mindfulness, we become more aware of our desires and their impact on our lives. Mindfulness helps us break free from automatic behaviors and make deliberate decisions that align with our values. It empowers us to live more intentionally and authentically. Stoicism teaches us to cultivate inner strength and resilience. By practicing self-control and mindfulness, we develop the ability to navigate life's challenges with grace and equanimity. Bed relations, when pursued without restraint, can weaken this inner strength by creating dependencies and distractions. By focusing on developing our inner resources, we build a foundation of strength that supports us in all aspects of life. This inner strength enables us to face adversity with courage and maintain our composure in the face of temptation. Stoicism values the practice of solitude as a means of self-reflection and growth. Bed relations often require the presence and involvement of others, which can detract from our ability to cultivate solitude. By embracing solitude, we create space for introspection and self-discovery. Solitude allows us to connect with our inner selves and gain clarity on our values and aspirations. It helps us build a stronger relationship with ourselves, which is essential for living a fulfilling life. Contentment is a state of being satisfied with what we have and not constantly seeking more. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true contentment comes from within, not from external sources. Bed relations can create a cycle of desire and dissatisfaction, preventing us from experiencing true contentment. By cultivating contentment, we find peace and happiness in the present moment. We learn to appreciate what we have and avoid the constant pursuit of external pleasures that can disrupt our inner peace. Rationality is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. It involves using reason and logic to guide our actions and decisions. When it comes to bed relations, rationality helps us evaluate our desires critically and make choices that align with our values. By applying rationality, we avoid being driven by impulsive desires and make decisions that contribute to our long-term well-being. This rational approach helps us maintain our inner balance and live a life of virtue. Self-respect is an essential aspect of living a virtuous life. Engaging in bed relations without consideration for our values can undermine our self-respect. Stoicism teaches us to honor ourselves by making choices that reflect our integrity and principles. By prioritizing self-respect, we build a foundation of confidence and self-worth. This empowers us to make decisions that align with our true selves and avoid actions that compromise our dignity. Simplicity is a key principle in Stoic philosophy. It involves focusing on what truly matters and eliminating unnecessary distractions. Bed relations can complicate our lives and distract us from our higher goals. By embracing simplicity, we create space for what truly matters. Simplicity allows us to live with clarity and purpose. It helps us focus on our inner growth and avoid the complications that arise from pursuing external pleasures. Introspection is the practice of examining our thoughts and actions critically. Stoicism encourages us to engage in regular introspection to understand our motives and align our actions with our values. Bad relations, when pursued mindlessly, can prevent us from engaging in meaningful introspection. By practicing introspection, we gain insight into our desires and their impact on our lives. This helps us make conscious choices that contribute to our overall well-being and personal growth.